Guy, who am I and what am I doing here?
Well, you're a wonderful being I gave birth to several years ago. And I asked you for help. I've got a problem. I'm facing the actual crisis, the current crisis we're going through, experiencing nowadays. And my I feel very worried. I'm very worried with the fact that many people who have been aware of the conspiracy for so many years are just keeping quiet. They just don't talk. They sort of try to disappear. And then usually those people know. They know what's going on. They know it's been preparing for so many years. They and so they see it now. It's unfolded, and but now instead of telling people what's going on, you said this is the conspiracy we were talking about. This is what's going on. Don't worry. This is what it is, and let's get ready for that. Help one another, and be part of it. They sort of just it just I can notice. I may be wrong, but I can notice it's just around me. People just fading out. They just keep quiet and they pretend they agree with what's going on. And this worries me a lot. So I I tried to find out what's behind this. Um, the only thing I could figure was that they are afraid. They are afraid of being not beaten up, but being put down. Lose their friends and lose their family, of the reaction of people with the intensity of what's going on right now. And I was trying to find, and what I'm still trying, that's why I called for your help. I'm looking for a way to tell our truth without blaming the other, without fighting with the other, without putting the other one down, and listening to the other person's truth, because they believe in what they believe, and that's fine. But I want to be able to tell my truth. Tell my truth, but I'm so scared, and that's what I can notice, that people are so scared they'd rather shut up and pretend that it's okay. And I know that if you don't say a word, you consent. And we cannot consent to what's going on now when we know what it is. So that's why I asked you for help.
All right.
How can we do that?
Well, would you like me to share some nonviolent communication perspectives on it?
Yes,
Yeah?
that's
All right.
exactly what I want.
Great. The first thing that comes to my mind is the importance of having clarity for ourselves and being able to give ourselves empathy before we go and engage into a challenging conversation. So as much as it's possible for us to do it, if we can know ahead of time that we will be having a conversation with people, or we will be engaging and sharing with people who may think differently than we do.
That's what I want to know, how to do it properly.
Of course. You want to take a time where you have enough space that just greet and welcome your fear. Be with it, I think you said it, and I think it's pretty clear for everyone that the main factor that makes it so that people don't speak is because they're scared. And they're scared of losing a lot of important things. So if you take some time ahead and just acknowledge, what are you fearing? What is it that you're scared of? And just acknowledge the fear. When you do that, first of all, your nervous system starts to calm down because you get rid of the confusion. Okay, so there's always a double trigger. There's the initial trigger of oh, what's going to happen? And then there's the second trigger, which is the confusion of like, what does that mean for me? What's going on for me? What do I do with it? So until you take some time to figure that out, you get really nervous, and it's hard to express scary honesty in those situations. So self empathy, I would take the time. I would greet my fear. I would be curious with what does it point me to? What is it trying to tell me? Is it trying to tell me that I have needs for belonging, needs for acceptance, need for inclusion? For my part, maybe sometimes even a need for the sense of my value. Um, and so just to take some time to be with that and acknowledge that and just bring some harmony and empathy inside my own system with that, so that when I get triggered with it in real time, I have a place to go inside to just bring empathy inside my system so I don't lose all my capacities. That's the first thing.
Okay, so number one, that's
Self-empathy
self-empathy.
and clarity for yourself.
Yeah, okay.
What's at stake for me? What matters really? Okay. And I have this little sentence that comes from a trainer in the west of Canada. I'm not sure if it's British Columbia. I think so. Her name is Penny Wassman, and she offered a sentence that goes like, "No wonder I feel so scared. I really value and need community and harmony and peace." And there's something about that sentence that helps me be compassionate for myself. If I don't have that compassion for myself, it will come out and it will create interference in my interaction with others. Okay. The second big item is clarity of my intention. What is my intention? It's so important when we are deeply grounded and rooted in our intention to serve life, in our intention to show up with integrity, with authenticity, to contribute to life with connecting to our own truth and to sharing our truth. And we do that also honoring our values of open-mindedness and mutual consideration with other people. Normally, when we're really anchored in that life energy, we give something off in terms of an energy that is most likely will be received and will touch people. It will move people in a sense, because when people sense that you are being authentic, that you are being real, and that you're speaking from your heart, and that you are also in a movement of serving life in the best that you know or that you can, they sense that. They sense that, and they have a lot more openness to receive it.
What do you mean by serving life?
Serving life is any aspect of humanity, of our humanity, that we really value, that we want to support. Some of them that you've referred to, whether it was implicitly or explicitly, are aspects such as integrity, protecting our dignity, evolution, change, growth, empowerment, like individual and collective empowerment. Are those not things that really matter to you?
Absolutely.
Those are all different facets of life that we want to serve. And so everybody can relate to those aspects of life. Everybody can relate to integrity and community. And so when you're rooted in that, people can sense that you're in an intention of serving life.
I think we all carry this. We all want that, but we don't know how to do it. So I mean, that helps me a lot to hear that. That our intention to serve life. Yes, it just goes through and just opens the way to sort of helping one another, because we all want to help one another
Absolutely.
and go together, work together.
Mhm.
Yes, instead of exclusion, inclusion.
Mhm.
Yes.
And when you're connected to that, you get a sense of instant legitimacy to whatever you're coming with.
Mm.
And so it's like there's no ambiguity. You're centered and you speak from a centered place. The other thing is, in nonviolent communication, we never worry about other people's reactions. Never. It's impossible to be fully authentic if we always trying to monitor and control how other people will react to what we have to say.
So go from the outside instead of coming from the inside.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So we want to prepare for that. We want to prepare for that. We want to imagine whatever could come. Okay, give ourselves empathy for it. And when people react to our message, instead of listening to their opinion, we are directly focus our attention to what is alive inside that person. What is alive in the moment?
Can we ask them? No.
We can ask them. The thing is, if we ask them a question as open as "What's alive in you right now?"
No.
it's likely to trigger them.
Yeah.
The nonviolent communication, as much as it ends with communication, funny enough, it's not really about the words that you use or the words that you speak. It's more about where your awareness and your attention is focused. And so, if you're reacting to me telling me that I'm a crazy person and I'm a dangerous, saying certain things that it's going to directly bring humanity to its end, that I should be put in a psychiatric hospital or something like that.
And you have to wear a mask
Exactly.
because otherwise you really want to spread the disease, don't you?
Irresponsible,
Yeah,
dangerous
so on,
person. Exactly. So when that's going to happen, first of all, I just want to take 1 or 2 deep breaths. Really just breathe. Acknowledge that no matter how grounded I am, when I receive a message like this, it stirs things inside my body. Tension comes. I want to just greet it. Just greet it. I don't want to deny it. I don't want to stuff it. Okay? So just be with it, breathe with it. Maybe it'll be 1 deep breath, sometimes 2. Okay? And once I've done that, I will automatically remember, okay, whatever the other person is telling me, it speaks about something that's important to them. Okay? And I remember, nobody has the power to determine what I'm worth and what I am.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of connecting with my mind and trying to analyze your opinion and see does the opinion of the other person is right about me, I don't go there at all. I need to give a positive focus of my attention. And what I will give for positive focus of attention will be what is alive with the other person right now. And when I do that, there's many things that happen. The first thing that happens is that you get a sense of being heard, being greeted, of being considered. As soon as one person gets a sense that whatever matters to them is welcome, is heard, is considered, their intensity calms down as well. Most of hostile behaviors come from people not sensing that they matter, not sensing that what matters to them will be considered. So if you can embody this posture of empathy, curiosity, openness, then you will bring the intensity of the charge down. And when the person that you're speaking with gets a sense that they're being listened to, then they have also more space inside to be curious about what is true for you as well. And that's what I think is one of the main problems for why people don't speak, is because they don't know how to cope with other people's reactions.
Yes,
and they can anticipate other people's reaction. And they're right, to apprehend those reactions.
Yes, right.
And so it's how can we find a place where we are centered enough, grounded enough, connected to our truth and our integrity, enough so that we also have space to include others, really listen, really connect with them, and be explicit about our intention of discussion, having a dialogue and respect, in sharing point of views, because we really also want to contribute. We want to contribute, we want to care for, and we want to do it from a place that makes sense for us.
Could I say something like, for instance, I would like to share something with you, but I'm afraid to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I will tell you what I really want, why this is so important for me,
Mm-hmm.
and talk about my intention. Is this what you're talking about?
Absolutely.
The upfront.
Absolutely, upfront.
My
Yep.
intention. This is my intention,
Mhm.
and this because this is what's important for me.
Mhm.
And a little bit scary to talk about it because
Mhm.
I'm afraid of your reaction. Can I say something like this
Absolutely.
if I feel like saying it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Don't expect anybody to tell you, don't worry, I won't have a reaction. People will have reactions,
Anyway,
So
yeah, I know.
you just want to make sure that the person does not hear, I don't want you to react, because that's impossible to do. Just say, I'm noticing, I'm a little scared about your reaction. Yes, because it's true. If it's true,
if it's true, it's okay.
the
Yeah.
more that we are honest, and the more that we inspire trust. It's that simple. Human beings are designed to detect congruence when people are true. And if we are nervous, or if we're scared and we're not naming it, or we try to hide it,
Yeah.
then we do not inspire trust
Yeah.
at all. People sense it. And as soon as they sense that something is there but it's not being named,
Mhm.
they start to become, oh, somebody's keeping their cards to themselves. I better keep the cards to myself too.
Mhm.
And then we start to be more into division.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Great. Anything else you would like to add to this? Something about the choice, or
Well,
where we're, according to the situation we're going through right now,
Yeah.
how you see it?
Well, I'd like to. There's an aspect of nonviolent communication that really connected with me, that I find is particularly pertinent in this like world situation. Marshall Rosenberg was speaking about the toxic need for approval, and the way I understand what he meant and what his intention was with bringing this notion of toxic need for approval is that in this wide range of needs that we have, human beings, that are kind of aspirations, values, motivations that determine, the choices that we'll make in life. The one that there's this kind of preference for being approved of by others, that it just gives us a sense of like security, a sense of like harmony, a sense of peace, a sense of comfort. And I believe that what Marshall was trying to convey with this toxic need for approval is an invitation for everyone to be mindful. Be mindful of how those wishes, needs for comfort, security, approval, acceptance, how much place they take, and what are you on? What is it that is suffering when you're trying to honor those needs? We are at a time, exactly. What is the cost?
What's the cost?
Because very often this need for approval is at the expense of being authentic and being true. And if we want to have a shared reality, if we want to bring people's wisdom and reality and truth on the table in order to compose with it, in order to build and create with it, we have to prioritize. We have to prioritize integrity and authenticity. And sometimes that will be at the expense of comfort, security, and it's a crucial time for this now. And so that's why I thought it was an important aspect to bring, to remain mindful of how these different movements live within us, and how much the world needs our integrity right now. And so that, sometimes maybe giving some empathy to those parts of us that would like to have, harmony and all these things, but just, the call for integrity.
Well, I fully agree. For the urgent need for integrity right now, we're going through it's a apocalypse. It's the end of this humanity the way we've known it. We're moving into another state, into another being. We are becoming a new species. So we have to let go of everything we believed in, everything we have built in order to survive. But if we keep those tools, survival tools, they will kill us. Right now, it's the time to let them go. But it's so hard, and the more interest, comfort, all those needs you have qualified, you have mentioned, if we hang on to them, we stick to them, we will not make this big leap. And I think we're creators, and we have created this situation to ourselves to give ourselves a big kick in the butt and make the big jump of letting go of everything we believed in, and that's not easy. And I can understand how people, the more they have, the more life is easy for them. Right now, they still have a lot of, they're still comfortable, more or less, but in in this present situation, the more they have, the less they're prompt to move and to make the big jump into the new species. So, thank you for bringing this up. And I will definitely use it and share it with everybody, and I will. It's going to be very helpful to just to talk about it, and so that everybody feels they have the tools to face this big fear of being rejected, or being abandoned, or of being themselves, despite. What the others may think, and listen to the other people's needs also.
And almost inevitably, one person will notice that when they share their truth, other people will do the same.
Yeah.
Honesty and authenticity and integrity is contagious. When somebody allows themselves to be authentic, it's irresistible for other people to do the same, because they can see how alive one person is when they are authentic. And that is like an automatic connection to wanting some of that ourselves. So I hope that we can multiply in our integrity, well, no matter what our truth is. But to listen to what our heart is telling us, being able to discern from the fear to the love, and speak our truth from a place of love with power and love.
You know what? Only love is contagious. Thank you. Thank you for your help and for sharing all this information. And I give you a big hug with no mask.
Let's go. It's a pleasure, Guy. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.